So I just got done doing makeup. This is not necessarily a makeup tutorial, but I do get asked by like 4 people what makeup I do use, and because I'm not technically a beauty blogger, I don't put a lot of time into that, but I figured I'm literally not doing anything today, so I would just take a second to kind of run through the makeup that I use on an everyday basis. I'm not a huge makeup person. I just find stuff that works for me, quickly get rid of things that I don't like, and pretty much that's about it. So figured we'll start from the base and then move on up. Very first thing I use is this water spray by Fresh. It's a skin nutrient face mist with vitamin A and fruit complex. I wish you could smell it. It smells so good. And like the mist is nice. I've used some misters that literally feel like I'm getting smacked in the face by like a sprinkler system, so it's the best. So I start there, I end there, I go there. And the next thing I use is a SPF 30 sunscreen from Elemis. I think that's what it's called. I don't think I like consistently got into wearing sunscreen until maybe like 2 years ago. So just SPF 30. I read in magazines that that's where you should start and never go below SPF 30. Then for my foundation lately, I've been using Kirsten Florian Skin Renewing Foundation, and I use the warm beige color. Kirsten's brand, I connected with them through Instagram, I wanna say like 2 years ago. I started off using their face products, like their face masks and cleansers, and it was some of my favorite masks, and I still use a lot of them. They have like a spirulina mask, an algae mask that hydrates really well, so those are 2 of my favorite go-to masks, and that's from her brand. And then they also do like a concealer and also for tinted moisturizers and foundation. So Kirsten's line, super cute. That's what I have on for foundation. And then, oh, I love this one. This has become a real big fave of mine. It's like a slight pink that I have. Oh, we're not gonna pay attention to that. So for blush, I used to actually never really wear blush. I used to only wear bronzer. And then I started wearing blush, but the powdered kind, and it just looked like trash. And it wasn't until I had my meeting with Rosemary Swift, which I did a whole video on my meeting with Rosemary Swift and how she actually handed these products to me and was telling me about how to use them and whatnot. The super clean makeup products that she has. As you can tell, it's become one of my favorites. I use this all the time. So what's cool about this is I scoop a little bit out with my fingernail, and then I rub my fingers together, and then you just dab it on, and it's like it's the prettiest pink. It's like a really natural blush looking color, and then it's also cool because you can wear it on your lips as lip gloss too. It's awesome. I can't get enough of that. While we're on Rosemary Swift, this is her Uncover Up. This is color 11.5. I love the texture of this also. And so this is what I use for when I have something like this going on. It's really good as a concealer in my opinion to kind of just cover things up, and it matches my color really, really well, which for me has always been hard to find. And I like it a lot because it doesn't crack. That's the hardest thing for me with concealers. I don't know, I can't find a good concealer up until now that doesn't crack throughout the day and get super dry and just look really bad. So still on face, I have 2 highlighters that I really love. The first is this from MAC, Silver Dusk, and it's just like a loose powder, which somehow I have not spilled yet. You can kind of see, it's like that. This thing is gonna last me forever. I've gotten so many compliments when I wear this. I have it on right now, it might be kind of hard to see, but like right there. I put it all up onto the top of my cheekbone and then also on my brow bone. And then sometimes I'll put it right here. A little bit goes a long way. And then the other one I recently really fell in love with too is Cora Organics. And it's a rose quartz luminizer, and it's really, really pretty. Put that on and it just stays on and it goes on really well. I've used this a lot, but it hardly looks like I've used it because a little does go a long way. So this one's really beautiful also. Sometimes I'll just mix the 2. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. The last 2 things that I do for face, bronzer, and this is the bronzer that I use from Beauty Counter, which is also a clean makeup line. This one Oh, I can't see. I want to say it's called Dune. You have to correct me on that, but this is a perfect color for me, and I like that it is a clean makeup line. Getting really more into clean beauty just because I'm kind of learning more about how much stuff they can put in your makeup, and obviously if we're putting that on our face, it's not great, but one step at a time. The last thing I'll use is this powder, Lima Pure. And it actually doesn't say what color I have on here, but I feel like I remember getting just like a beige. Love it. Next, let's do eyebrows. So for my eyebrows, I think a lot of blondes would agree with me that it's really hard to find a shade that matches really well. I definitely went through a phase there where I was using a color that was like probably 13 shades too dark for me. And, you know, everyone tried telling me, but I thought it looked great. So here we are, found a new color, thank God. I would say that this one matches me pretty well. You want to go for a color I at least know that matches your roots, which is why my last color made no sense. This is an Anastasia pod that I got forever ago, and I mean, like, it might last me the rest of my life. I got color blonde. I just put it on with a little angle brush, and that's it. Normally I like to have some kind of clear eyebrow gel to kind of swipe up and keep everything, you know, in place, but I ran out, so I don't have any of that right now. Alrighty, next we can talk about what I'm using for eyeshadow. Keep in mind, I don't know how to do eyeshadow. I am that person that's super down to just put one color on, maybe slap some white on there and then call it a day. But I've really been liking this palette from Beauty Counter. It's just like neutral shades that I can pretty much wear on an everyday basis. And this middle one is called Penny, and it is stunning. And then I think we only have mascara left and lipstick. Helpful hint, I am too afraid to get eyelash extensions because my eyelashes were already starting to fall out, so I was just nervous that getting extensions wouldn't make it any better. But I actually don't think my eyelashes were falling out. I think they were just growing in so many weird directions that they were bothering me so much that I kept picking at them and pulling them out. And so what I did is I just went and got an eyelash curl and a tint because my eyelashes are blonde and it's just impossible to try to look awake if I don't have makeup on. And I honestly hardly ever wore mascara, so I feel like my eyelashes finally started growing back. So that was awesome. And then you curl your lashes and then you put mascara on. It's crazy. They look fake. So that's what I have been doing. My eyelash curl, like I said, was like 6 weeks ago. They, you know, but they're still doing good. I've tried a couple different mascaras in my life, but this is the one I always go back to. There's nothing better than voluminous mascara. Like, it's not a thing. You can't find anything better. I'm telling you, I've been using this since I was 12. I've tried other things to kind of branch out. It's not happening. And then last but not least, for lipstick, I use Velvet Teddy by MAC. I finally feel like I found my color. It is what I'm wearing right now. So that's it. And then probably just more of this. Oh God. Yes. I don't think I left anything out, but if you think of any questions you have, feel free to ask. Like I said, I'm not an expert in this area, but I thought I would just share what I've been using on a daily basis. Leave your questions in the comment box below. I love responding to you guys and talking to you guys on here. And if there's any other videos you want to see, please let me know. On that note, you can find me on Instagram at Chelsey Rose Health or Train with Chelsey if you're looking for workout videos. And you can go to my blog, chelseyroshealth.com, to find a lot of health tips and health tricks and fitness advice.